What a whirlwind 48 hours in the world of football. Hello and welcome back to Football Talks Global, your source for the deepest dive and biggest stories from the pitch. I'm your host, Obi. This is my first video on this track. 14 October gave us two narratives from opposite end of the world, each with massive stakes. One was a legend story of goat breaking a record, only for a last-minute dagger to drain his team, and the others, a harsh, crushing reality check for a nation's rising football dream. We are breaking down the drama, Portugal versus Hungary in the World Cup qualifiers, and the devastating India versus Singapore Asian Cup qualifiers. So let's start the spectacle in Lisbon, Portugal against Hungary. The question was simple, a win, and Portugal books their ticket to the 2026 World Cup. But football, as always, had other plans. The night started with the massive shock. Just 8 minutes in Hungary, Attila Sadari drives highest from the corner, heading in the past Diego Costa. The home crowd is stunned. This was the not the start Ronaldo Martinez wanted for this started team. Now, this is where the story shifts. You have moment of crisis, and who step up? The eternal protagonists. In the 22nd minute, Portugal pushes. The ball was recycled, and a low cross finds the man, the myth, and the legend, Cristiano Ronaldo. He taps into the front of equalizer. But was not just any goal. That goal was his 40 in World Cup qualifiers, officially breakdown in all-time record, previously held by the Carlos Ruiz at 40 years old. He is still writing history, and it has the almost unbelievable treatment to his longevity. And he was not done. Just before halftime, another brilliant cross. Ronaldo is there again. A lovely first time finish to make 2-1. Portugal is back in front of qualification feels imminent. For the next hour, Portugal was dominant. They hit the post not once but twice through Ruben Dias and Bruno Fernandes. But this is the key piece of analysis. The meaningful part of the story. Portugal Achilles heals is concentration when the belief the job is done. They could not put the game to bed. And it's football. If you leave the door open, someone will take you through it. And that's it happened. Enter the Hungarian magician Dominic Szoboszlai as the clock ticked into the 91st minute, a moment chaos, a failure to clear a low cross. And the Liverpool star is there at the far post 2-2 goal. Heartbreak. This is not just a point lost to Portugal. It is a massive psychology blow. They were 5 minutes away from the qualification, and their concentration lapse allowed a talented Hungarian side who fought incredibly hard to snatch a crucial point and keep their own qualification hopes alive. They have the talent, the record breaker in Ronaldo, but the need to learn to control and skill games, even when a win seems inevitable. Hungary deserve immense credit for their never say die attitude. Now let's turn our attention to East, to the AFC Asian Cup qualifier, where the stakes were perhaps even higher on an emotional level for an aspiring football nation. 14 October. Remember the date. India faced Singapore on home soil in Goa, and this was an absolute must-win game for the Blue Tigers. The previous fixture was a hard-fought 1-1 draw, but this was the crucial return leg, and for a moment, the atmosphere was electric. India started with firing. Early on, Lalin Zuara Changte delivered a moment of magic, a fantastic long range strike that nestled into the top corner. 1-0. The crowd erupts. The belief is following. It seems like the script was finally being the written in Indian favor. But just like Portugal game, the narrative quickly turned. Coach Khalid Jamil was clearly on his post-match comment, lack of concentration. India intensity dropped after the goal, and Singapore, a resilient side who execute their counter-attacking plan brilliantly and capitalize. Just before halftime, Song Yung Yong found space in the box and calmly finished to make it 1-1. The moment shifted completely. The 58th minute was the fatal blow. It was again Song Wei Young left unmarked inside the box, and he blasted his second goal and put Singapore ahead 2-1. This wasn't just an opponent great play. This was a fundamental failure of the defensive shape and the discipline from India. The concept at home in a do or die match because key player or out of position is a painful indictment. The final whistle confirmed the roast India won Singapore 2. The defeat coupled with the group dynamics, meaning India is now officially out of the race for the AFC Asia Cup 2027 qualification. For Indian football, this is massive step back. We talk about the growth of the game, the need of international expos, and the importance of qualification in the major tournaments. This result highlights that while the potential is there, the consistent 90 minutes focus, tactical discipline, and ability to close out a game, especially under pressure, is still a huge work in progress. It is tough lesson, a heartbreaking exit, but one that we, the federation and the players, must learn from. They build a more robust future. You know, sometimes we don't need, sorry, we don't even need to see scoreboard to know the result actually. Because deep down, every Indian, including me, already knew what is coming. In our country, football never gets the love it truly deserves. Politics, yes, always come first. Clubs, they often put their pride before the nation. When the national team needs player, they hesitate to release them. And even when they do, those players come without enough practice, without proper preparation, and then we expect miracle on the field. But how we can he? We still cannot create own player who can truly stand tall at the top. Or maybe, to be honest, we just don't want to. It actually hurts me to say this. But even today, there is no clear news on when the ISL season will even start. Tell me, how can we dream about playing in the World Cup when we can't even secure our place in the AFC tournament properly? Just yesterday was the tender submission date, and no big company show interest. Why? Because in our country, business always comes first, and the country comes second. It is a painful to admit, but Indian football is still sleeping, and if we don't wake up now, it might stay asleep for another 10 years. I know my word might sound harsh, but trust me, I am not saying this out of anger. I am saying this out of love. Because when we watch our national football and then compare to the world stage, the difference is big, huge, and painful, huge. So if my words hurt anymore, I'm sorry. But sometimes truth needs to be spoken, even when it's sting a little. Now, instead of just blaming, let's move forward. Let's talk about what we, as fans, as dreamers, as Indians, want to bring back the pride in our football. Because if not now, then when? If not us, then who? So, what did yesterday teach us about the football on a global scale? The aggression, the phenomenon. Cristiano Ronaldo proved that the age is just a number. A relentless pursuit of a record and goals is a lesson in a commitment for every footballer, everywhere. But it also proved that even the greatest team can be undone by one moment of defensive lapse. The final line. The difference between glory and disappointment is a paper thin. For Portugal, it was 1 minute. For India, it was 2 moments of defensively. At the international level, there were no easy wins, and every single second of the concentration is absolutely vital. The crime for India, this painful loss is the reminder that the journey to becoming a consistent Asian powerhouse before us, not just talent and passion, but an unwavering professional, tactical discipline for the full 90 minutes. So, that's our analysis of a huge day in a world football. What were your biggest takeaway? Did you expect Portugal to struggle so much? Are you worried about Indian future? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please hit that like button, subscribe to Football Talks Global for more analysis, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Until next time, keep the passive alive and keep talking football.